let's just take what we have at hand, and that the pass wasn't great. But I still think it may have been catchable if Crabtree were to make an incredible catch, drag his toes in the back right corner of the end zone.
It wasn't in the corner, it was in the front right corner. I don't think the ball got over the plane anyway.
Was it holding?
Oh, you mean the
final play?
Down play?
Yeah.
Look,
that was back right corner.
Let's be honest about two things.
Yeah.
Unquestionably holding. He was holding. He was 7.5 yards past the line of scrimmage. To me, it's a no-brainer whether it's holding. A lot of times calls don't get made in the NFL. We've seen that. So to me, what's interesting is
not just the NFL; it's sports.
It's sports.
In crunch time,
does that call get made in a regular moment? I think it gets made 7 out of 10 times. It wasn't the Niners who Jim Harbaugh's upset about the call. Crabtree's upset about the call.
Frank
Gore's upset about the call. I think they all have a valid point. That looked like a hold to me.
It did. Yeah.
I think it should have been called. I don't think there should be different rules in the last 2 minutes of the game.
Why is there then?
I don't know, because it's human nature to not want the referee to get involved, but of course, not getting involved is also getting involved. You can't let people make penalties. The fact is, I think Michael Crabtree had no chance to catch that ball because Jimmy Smith grabbed him and held on to him. And Phil Simms, which is a whole other thing, Phil Simms, they were pushing each other. Michael Crabtree wasn't interested in contact. Michael Crabtree wanted to get free of him. So the hold belongs to Jimmy Smith. And I think the percentage I came up with, I think 68% of the time, that gets called. But it's not so flagrant that you could see not calling it. And the fact is, it definitely fits in that middle ground of could have been called, I think should have been called, but I get not calling it. That sometimes happens.
There's also Matt Bowen, who used to play for the Redskins. He's a fantastic writer. If you have not checked him out, he's on, I believe, National Football Post. And I
don't think I knew that was Matt Bowen.
What do you mean?
That it was the same Matt Bowen who played for the Redskins.
Yeah, it is. He breaks down X's and O's and puts it in idiot terms for you and I to understand. And, he said basically, if you grab them right here, kind of like how you're blocking on the offensive line, if you grab them right here, then it's okay. It's somewhat okay. But if you grab them outside the shoulder pads, which is what he did, it absolutely should have been a penalty. This is coming from a guy who played in the secondary. He played free safety.
Why I think it gets called, why it should have been called, is Jimmy Smith was going down and was holding on to him as he went down. That's not a defensive play. So I think they should have called it. That would have given the 49ers. I mean, you had 3 options to call there. You had defensive holding, you had illegal contact, and you had pass interference. They all seemed arguably applicable.
And not one of them.
And not one of them was called. But that said, it was not so flagrant that it had to be called. So I don't think you can really look at it in that context. Mike Pereira, right?
Yeah.
He's very good on Fox
Sports.
Right. Yeah. Mike Pereira comes in and he says he agreed with the official's decision not to throw a flag on the play. Tough play that is really close both ways. Good job not calling anything. I hate this manner of thinking. Tough play that is really close both ways. Just leave it at that. Like, it's okay to be ambiguous because we live in an ambiguous world. Sports officiating is incredibly ambiguous. Yeah. Why can't he just say, tough play that is really close both ways?
Because that would have been Sims-like.
Right, but it wouldn't have been Sims-like. Sims-like was, good job, officials did the right thing. Good job, great throw by Kaepernick. Good job by Michael Crabtree to try to get free. Good job by Jimmy Smith.
Right,
good job by whoever's running the generator in New Orleans.
I got it.
It's a difficult job with that generator. Sometimes lights go out.
I got it.
So it's okay to say, it is not a cop-out to say, yeah, that one was tough. My percentage, I think most of the time that's a hold, but I see not calling it a hold because we live in
this. And you'd be okay with that explanation?
That's the correct explanation.
Okay, all right,
so you can't say tough play that's really close both ways, then good job not calling anything because, of course, we don't know whether it was a good job not calling anything. It's tough. It's okay to say that it's tough. Phil Simms is okay to do that. He's not okay to praise everyone all the time. Okay. And I thought Pereira slipped it.